Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
Firewatch is about isolation in its various forms, the times when we want to be alone, and the times when we don't know who to trust. It's a first-person exploration game where you guide a volunteer fire lookout through the wilds of Wyoming and try to make sense out of the mysterious things you see and hear. It's a brief but beautiful and emotional journey, filled with hidden secrets and difficult decisions.
I love how they look at night. During the day it's just smoke, but when the sun is down, you can just get lost.
You're placed in the hiking boots of Henry, a middle-aged man who gradually grows apart from his wife and takes a job in the middle of nowhere to sort things out. One of his only human contacts is his supervisor, Delilah, who is stationed at the next survey tower you can see in the distance. Although she's just a voice on the radio, we grew attached to her and appreciated every opportunity to learn more about her and strengthen our relationship.
What's a lichen?
Wouldn't you liken to know?
Oh my god, goodbye.
Each conversation has a natural flow to it because Delilah rarely interrupts whatever physical activity you're busy with when she speaks, and most of your responses to her are optional. Aiming at certain areas or objects will prompt a dialogue option you can select or ignore, and your words and actions come back to you in interesting ways. Although all trails eventually lead to the same place in the end, you get numerous chances to decide what kind of person Henry is and how he feels about Delilah.
I want to know about your eyes.
Get out of here.
I'm drawing you. I need to know.
You're what?
Is that okay? Don't answer. I'm gonna do it regardless.
The narrative is broken up into several days spread across the summer. Some days begin in the tower, and other days start with Henry in the middle of some predetermined activity. Your tasks give you enough breathing room to enjoy the scenery when you're on a walk, but the to-do list does get stranger and stranger as you discover you're not as alone as you thought. Although there's quite a bit of backtracking required, you get to see what each zone looks like at different times of day, and even tiny changes in the environment can have a big impact. There's a relaxing pace to Firewatch that's achieved by tying each necessary item you find directly to your next course of action. Sometimes you're inexplicably cut off from places it looks like you should be able to access, and most items you can pick up are just there for set dressing, but we never got stuck wondering what the game wanted us to do next. We're not sure why an outdoorsman like Henry can't swim or scale a 10-foot chain link fence, but these quirks didn't hold us up much during the 4 to 5 hour journey. Technically, we encountered some environment pop-in and frame rate stutters on PlayStation 4, but nothing that couldn't conceivably be patched out. The horizons are strikingly layered thanks to the colorful eye of Ollie Moss, and the handful of interiors you explore have lots of little details that make the world come alive. The game keeps you away from other humans in clever ways, but you always feel their presence, ready for someone to sneak up on you when you least expect it.
What's in this cave down here?
In Thunder Canyon?
Thunder Canyon?
Hey, I didn't name it. NFS tells people not to go too far in there. It's pretty dangerous. So I say, fuck it. You're a grown man, you can go where you want.
The story in Firewatch will stick with you thanks to a handful of compelling performances, especially Rich Sommer and Sissy Jones as Henry and Delilah. Their exchanges have lots of ups and downs, but they're always believable, and we never felt like we lost control of Henry as a character. The game is long enough to let this relationship over the radio bloom, but short enough that you may be tempted to spend another summer here and see where other roads take you. Campo Santo has taken one of the most boring jobs in the world and turned it into an absorbing tale of fear and regret. Firewatch sends you across gorgeous tracts of land that hold both beauty and intrigue, letting you race for clues or sit back and enjoy the sunset. Reaching each peak is a rewarding trip, and when the summer was over, we didn't want to leave.
Okay, I think I am ready to tackle my long-term commitment of keeping this national forest safe from total destruction.
I am glad to hear you've really thought this through.